Audio Jungle.
Welcome to CNN Student News. I'm live for the 302. It's a beautiful day. The sun about to set. Birds still chirping. The wind's still blowing. But anyway, I got a story to tell you about the progressive era. A huge blast from the past, almost 100 years ago. And today, we're talking about technology, music, and minority groups. Three very key and major factors that are vividly changing throughout the time period. So to start off with technology. Right now, we have all the Apple devices. Apple TVs, computers, tablets, watches. This is not an Apple Watch, but it's still a nice watch. But anyway, back then, if you had a vacuum cleaner or a washing machine, you were in the in crowd, as many middle-class Americans could not afford those items. They're too expensive and just not afford. But if you had a telephone, which many Americans did, that means you were able to talk to and communicate with Americans across the country, from east to west. Now, in 1903, Henry Ford introduced the Model T, which now allowed many Americans to purchase automobiles and travel wherever they wanted to go and go to a job, even if it's not in their specific region. The advances in chemistry and science also allowed for electric refrigerators and air conditioning units to finally be put in people's homes. As well, the invention of the escalator allowed for big businesses to let big items travel throughout the factory. Now for music. Jazz began to become more popular, especially in the South. As in New Orleans, they were breeding many jazz talents. One of them, his name was Louis Armstrong, the famed trumpet player who got his first role in 1918 from band leader King Ory. And blues was also a major factor in the South as well. James Weldon Johnson, the original creator of the song Lift Every Voice in 1900, which was the 35th anniversary of Black emancipation, gave blacks across the country hope as they knew they had a chance in society.
Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
To listen to most music, African Americans and whites as well went to clubs or they had vinyl records in their homes. Now to minority groups. African Americans went through two key racial riots, one in New York City and another in New Orleans in the Deep South. There are also race riots from Atlanta in 1906 due to inequality between elite blacks and poor whites, as well as riots in Springfield, Indiana in 1908. From 1900 to 1915, over 15 million immigrants traveled into the country, as well as the beginning of the Great Migration in the same time period due to 6 million African Americans going north. As well, the NAACP was also established in 1909, which set the scene for many more chances for African Americans to be set equal. Now, to pass it on to my friend Makita, well, she'll be talking about fashion of the 1910s. Oh boy.
Thanks, Nate. My name is Makita, and I'll be talking to you guys about fashion today. Fashion has came a very, very long way throughout the decades, but the one that I'm specifically talking about is the 1910s era. During this time, women started to dress more freely and felt free to dress as they pleased. The new styles were referred to as rich and exotic. Clothes became softer and looser rather than tight and uncomfortable. This meant no more corsets and no more underwear garments. Women even started to bob their hair. Crazy, right? This was very new and unusual, so it took others a little while longer to come to terms with the new styles. Wouldn't it? Fabrics became lighter and colors became brighter. Men typically wore a suit and tie with bowler hats. They were going for the more dandy look, as you would say. This new style of clothing allowed women to be more brave, independent, and free. This era is very important because it allowed women to realize that they can do or be anything they wanted to, even if it was clarified that only men could do it. But that wasn't true. And these clothes, these new styles, made them realize that it wasn't true. It made them more courageous. And it made them accept who they were. And it made them proud of who they were. That nothing could stop them, even if they were a woman or a female. Nothing can stop what you dream. Now I'm going to pass it off to my friend Angelo, who will be talking about sports and entertainment. Thank you.
My name is Angelo Ortiz. I would like to thank Makita for sending this over with her lovely information. Now I would like to discuss my information of the 1910s and the entertainment in the 1910s. During the 1910s, entertainment was very interesting and popular, including sports, music, dancing, and live entertainment. During the 1910s, the popular sports were tennis, boxing, and football. On July 4th, the first boxing fight of the century occurred between James Jeffries and Jackson Johnson. In the 1910s, some other events that occurred were the first tennis U.S. National Championship. The first World Series was won by the Philadelphia Athletics, and the Tennis Australia Open was won by Rodney Heth. Also, the first college football championship was held in the 1910s. During the 1910s, almost everything was its first time. So everybody during that time period wanted to see everything for the first time. It was the first time there was a boxing match, a college football championship, a tennis U.S. National Championship. Those are all held in the U.S. and everybody wanted to see them. So everybody had to get their eyes on that moment or on that event. During the 1910s, live entertainment was very popular also. Vaudeville, which is a type of show that was appropriate for all ages. It was created in the 1880s and was the popular type of entertainment until 1920. A vaudeville show was made up of 7 to 10 different acts. Vocalists, comedy slats, jugglers, acrobats, magicians, comic singers, song and dance teams, short films, impressionists, and animal acts. 1910s, the birth of the radio was invented. People could listen to voice transmissions. Stations in the 1910s were the 2XR, 6FF, AXM, and 2XI. Programs were made up of unscheduled musical performances, speeches, photograph concerts, and sports scores. In 1910, Lee DeForest aired live performances from the Metropolitan Opera on his New York voice station. Dancing was also a huge part of the 1910 entertainment. People danced to music performed by orchestras. The types of dancing were tango, cakewalk, one-step, turkey trot, the bunny hug, camel walk, and foxtrot. Going along with dancing, Dixieland jazz was a popular style of music that was listened to in the 1910s. Songs in the 1910s were written about patriotism, military life, and sadness from people left back home. Along with the 1910s music, people loved to play pianos in the 1910s. People that couldn't play or did not know how to play the pianos purchased a pianola, which played the music for you. There were 2 types of pianolas: external pianos and enclosed pianos. External pianos separate part that could be put in front of the conventional
Thank you
piano
both Makita
keyboard.
and Angelo for your segments on entertainment, sports, as well as fashion, and a little bit of music in between. And thank you to viewers for still sticking around with us. Now to leave off and to close off, I'd like to show you a clip from the 1910s on how they lived basic life back then. Nothing much, but just a blast from the past. Now for me, Makita, and Angelo, we're saying signing off and have a great day.
And a long day for the farmer's wife, too. Many a quiet evening at home, because there's no place to go and no light to read by. A man thinks twice before he goes to market on roads like this. And sometimes he never even gets there. It's a long walk to school on a muddy road. More fun to go by sleigh in the winter. During recess, there's time for a snowball fight. Of a climb up the old elm tree, if you've got the spunk for daring deeds like this. The one sure way to get someplace is on a train. But you can only go where the tracks go.